Hi guys, this is Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Philippine Market Update. It's November 5, 2020, and we have a new president. It's Joe Biden. Although not all the counts have been not all the votes have been counted. Today it's 11 a.m. Philippine time. I'm making the stream earlier because I need to leave later. I'm leaving early later. So let me discuss what's happening in the Philippine market. The Philippine market is very strong, up 3%. Joe Biden is the winner. And actually, the entire US market was also very strong last night. Despite there was a drop on solars, you could see that every software name, a lot of US names have been picking up. We have been hitting all-time highs with most of our picks. Xpeng was like 27, 28% in a single day. I'm going to discuss all of those things later on in the global market update, but let's discuss the Philippine market today, the reaction after the Joe Biden presidency. So let's take a look at the WealthSec Premier. So this is our platform in the Philippines, and I'm using this one. And I'm going to show to you a few things happening in the market. Okay, wait up. So as you could see, the market is really strong, now trading at 6,600, up 200 points at 3%. We did say that when it fell down about 6,263, that it was a time to even add more on that pullback and not actually to get scared off. And we actually saw your Jollibee today trading at 196 pesos. Take note that we said JFC, AGI, and DNL looks to us to be a great move, and indeed that happened. Your Jollibee is now trading at 196. That flag materialized and went up more than 15% from that day. So let me show you some of the best wins in the market. Take a look at the top traded. So Dito and PHR are being sold down. Those are your speculative names, and it's already being done. So done. Your Dito and Now, see, all of those are sold down. Past few days, we are seeing that the greens are really coming from your restaurant sector. Your restaurant sector is exemplified by Jollibee, Shakey's Pizza, and Max's. So let's take a look at each of them. Let's take a look at them. Jollibee. Of course, we're going to also share that even if SSI retail is not necessarily seen by most people as a restaurant play, we do think that it is also a function of restaurants because, as you well know, Shake Shack Philippines is distributed by SSI, a hamburger chain master franchisee. And of course, SSI also handles your Crystal Jade Kitchen and your Salad Stop and more. So let's take a look at all these restaurants, shall we? Okay, Jollibee is trading now at 196. We have been bullish on this name, and we have said that this one will go about 200 to 220. So far, we still hold our position. However, take note that this is a round number. I would argue that some of the people who entered at about 170 or 172 or even at 169, 168 might be profit taking today at 196. However, some of them would hold half until all the way to about 210 to 220. Do take note that this is a higher low move, a flag, a higher low move. So this one, even if it makes a flag at 190, I do think this goes straight to about 210 to 220. I would be holding on to my Jollibee shares. Yes, I have this name. A lot of us have this name. And of course, let's take a look at some names. Yeah, SSI also. Yeah, we have this. SSI here at about 115, we entered. And then, yeah, so far it's now doing at 160, 150. There was some volatility. However, I would assume that this is just a normal profit taking. As long as it's trading above 135, do hold. I do think this goes to 210 to 220. We hold. We hold our winners. So far today, the Philippine index, let's take a look at PSEI. Your PSEI is trading at about 6667. I do think that there are some resistances that could be profit taken from, even if index can go 7,000. For instance, yes, SM is now trading at 1,043. I do think that even if it goes 1,080, take some profits off. Also, we said that SM Prime and Ayala Land are very strong, and today SM Prime is hitting 36. We do agree that at 34, 35, 33, there were some resistance and take profits there. This is a great area to take profit from if you're okay to take profits from your SM Prime. Ayala Land, in my view, is also a profit-taking move at 36. It hasn't reached there, but I think it will be a profit-taking area at 36. Ayala Corporation here at about 800 bucks. Even if it goes 820, I think that a rally move will actually be taken profits from. Wait it out, maybe another day or so. This one was positive from 700 to 800. I think that another 5 to 10% is leeway for Ayala Corp to go up. Of course, we said AGI will continue going higher, and that was what we got. After a pullback back to about 8 peso or about 7.90, we took a position there. Of course, a lot of us, we were saying AGI was a buy ever since 5.50 to $6. So there was a buy signal here, another buy signal here, especially that breakout buy signal at about 7.50 area or 7.80. So indeed, this is a breakout move. Indeed, I think that AGI can still go at about 9 peso and 50 cents. I'll wait it out. For your DNL, yes, we were saying that that was a breakout move here at about 6, and this is a continuation. I do think this goes higher at 7,750, owing to the fact that your restaurant space will benefit, and DNL is a second derivative of your restaurants. In your restaurant space, Shakey's Pizza will still break above. After breaking out of 7, I do think that this might consolidate and some profit taking. However, I do believe that this goes about 9 areas at the very least. Now, it's not a short-term idea. These are all long-term ideas, such that while we said your reopening play, okay, let's take a look as well at one restaurant, which is Max's. Max's is slower, but I do think that Max's will eventually hit that 690 and 7 eventually. So you've got Jollibee as the strongest, second to the restaurant index. That's another, well, Jollibee and SSI are, in my view, one of the strongest plays in that reopening, as well as your airline sector. So in airline sector, we said Macro Asia and Cebu Pacific. Your Macro Asia is now trading at 577. There's still this resistance at about 6 pesos. So you might have to have that discrepancy when it comes to resistance on Macro Asia. However, with Cebu Pacific still steady at about 38, 39, we do think that this eventually goes about 43, 44, and eventually to $50. 52 at the very least, so just wait it out. What else are very strong? Yeah, GT Gap, we mentioned the GT Gap at about 380 to 400 was a great buying opportunity as we see more leeway to hit as high as 500 or even 600. So far, it is materializing. Just keep on holding the GT Gaps. What else has been moving up? Frutas was, I think it's an arbitrage play. So this one is profit taken from. But I do think that Frutas, some of the people would assume that 130 they can buy, but only limited rewards at about 160. So I think like 130 below, there is a real buyer on Frutas, given that Mr. Jimmy Ting showed his vote of confidence. There's a lot of buyback transactions on Mega World. We did say that Mega World, owing to the fact that Ayala Land and SM Prime were already rising, would catch up. From 3, it could go 330 and 360. So far, it is actually hitting 315. Actually, what surprised me is Mary Mark, because after breaking the 340, 360, it's now trading at 395. However, I do think that about $4, just like Nicolasia, round numbers might have some resistance areas. I don't know if it's gonna go straight up, break about 4 to 5, but if you have it, then you can hold on to it. But I wouldn't mind if you're also profit taking from the move. So let's take a look at all the names. Jollibee, very strong. Mary Mart, very strong. 390 actually. SM is very strong. Can take profit partially. BDO still 92.50. This is a laggard. I do think that this has leeway to go 95 at the very least, so just wait it out. BPI is very strong, now trading at 78, could go at about 80. 75 to 80 was a resistance area. So it's good to see that BPI is stronger, and maybe BDO can take a cue from BPI and Metro Bank. Same for East West, which is very strong, and PNB. Take note that PNB is now trading at 28. We do think that PNB can trade as high as 30, or even trade as high as 36 and 34. So just wait it out. It was a flag, and this one is still making that move. Uptrend is still on for PNB. After that 20 to 22 move, had a consolidation, another move, consolidate again. I do think the next move is 30, consolidate again, then 34. So that would be a big move from 20 to 35, or a 70% move. Do check it out, PNB, if you're not yet aware of that flag. What else are the most profitable names in the market today? Stats. Let's go to the stats. Macro Asia nearing 6 has a profit take. Oh yeah, DMC. So we were arguing that DMC was a buy near 4+ levels for 20, for 30, for 40. When it dropped on the Semirara news, we said that, okay, it's not actually as bad or as bleak as it is. We actually argued a contrarian buy on DMC at 4+ levels. 430, 440, we added and bought there. Today it's trading at 490. I do think this one can still go higher, so we just wait it out. Let me see if anyone's still watching us. I'm not sure if there are any. Ma'am, Ayala Corporation po. Thank you for this. Ayala Corporation, I think, take profit at about 800, 825. However, a very strong move from about 735 to 750. I do think that with the index recovery, it's impossible not to see your Ayala Corps go higher. However, do take into consideration that Ayala Corp might not be as big of a move versus, let's say, other companies. So, in example, between AC and let's say AGI, I'd say that AGI has leeway to go from 830 to $9. That would still be a 10% move versus, let's say, your EC, which might not be a 10% move. I think that this one stopped somewhere at about 820, but I do think that it can still recover and higher. So why is Ayala Corp lower? Because Ayala Corp's main business arm is Ayala Land, which is still not at about 38 or 39. So we're going to wait. I think Ayala Land can still go higher, but Ayala Land will be the one that will kind of dictate how AC will move. That is really the biggest portion of your Ayala Corporation. Let's take a look at other questions. Pure Gold po, Miss Nikki. Pure Gold has actually been sleeping this time, and arguably, it's just sleeping. It's not going up because the market wants to play reopening sectors. However, I would argue that Pure Gold here at about 41, 42, not a problem. It will be just range bound. I don't see a problem here, even if it goes at about 40 pesos. Although there is a strict downtrend here, do believe that there is a resistance first at 46, 10% upside at about 42 to 46. First short-term resistance. I would argue that the reason why there's not a lot of buying demand on Pure Gold today is because people are doing a lot of bargain hunting in your battered space. The battered space being your restaurants, your airlines. So there is the priority, maybe, in my view, for a Cebu Pacific 39.55, or there is a priority on an SSI at about 1.5 below. There is a priority on something like a Shakey's Pizza at about 7 peso below. There will be priorities even for properties which are also durog. Take note that Philinvest Land, we argued that 96, 97 cents was a buy, even as there was a strong accumulation at 92 cents. I do think this goes as high as 110 or even 120. Reason being, of course, your properties are trying to recover even if it is very laggard. So your Ayala Land, your Mega World actually catching up, 316. Do think this goes about 330 to 350 a few days from now. So although I see that the index is toppish, not necessarily a sell because you've got many positions that can continue higher, we don't see a clear resistance just yet. Hanggang kailan po ang uptrend ng PSEI index? In my view, you'll see its specific index names. So example, even if Jollibee today is 196, can it go higher to 10? I think that it is possible. 197 can consolidate at about 197 to 190, but eventually go higher still. East-West is doing very well, trading now at $10. Actually, East-West can still go higher. Very strong, actually, since 8, 9, 10, now 10, no? So this one, in my view, is a straight up, but maybe some resistances on the way here at about 10.50 or 11. Do watch out for further rallies. I think like for now, if you have a comfortable entry point already, I would assume you're already up 10% or 15%. It's all right to hold or even sell just partially. You don't need to sell entirely because there will be buyers on pullbacks. The index, in my view, today will still have buyers on pullbacks. But if you want to sell with the intention to buy back. Example, the index, I don't know what your exact positions are. Let's assume you've got the strongest reopening place, like restaurants. I don't think that it's ending anytime soon. So it's not really an index bet. The index can falter somewhere in the next couple of days after maybe hitting 6.7, 6.8, or I don't know if it will rally further because that will depend on your SM, which I think right now could be prime profit taking at about 1,040. That said, I don't think SM will fall so low. Maybe there will be 5% drops in the next coming days, but it might be bought actually. So MPI and Mega World, MPI has been doing a lot of buybacks, and we have seen MPI do so well. Well, it's not doing so well in the sense that versus the other index names, MPI is just here at about 409. But that said, this was a continuation move from about breakout of 360. This wouldn't be my priority as I do see a resistance at 440. MPI is quite a stable name. I think the high beta bets would come from your GT caps, your AGIs, from a conglomerate space. The laggards like AGI might actually be a leader. The fact that it went from 10 to 5, I think that it can go from 5 back to 10. Mega World, between these two, I think Mega World has a chance to go from 315 today to as high as 340 to 350. So between the two, maybe Mega World has a better chance. So you could see that the market is quite on a risk on mode. And I don't see it stopping in any, I mean, it could have some profit taking. That's not out of the picture. But it looks like you can hold on to this. Or if you're selling partially, just sell partially. I don't see a strong resistance. I might see a strong resistance on your SM Prime, 35 to 36. There could be a strong resistance at Century Tuna, actually CNPF, here at about, so most of the stable names could actually have some resistances here at about 18. So after falling at about 15, 16, I do think that at 18, even at current level of 1760, you might see some profit takers. So the more stable the name is, the less likely that it will outperform. Meaning your stable names like your URCs, like Century Tuna, these would be very stable such that at 150 or 145, I do think that some people will be willing to sell, just like at Pure Gold, wherein they were willing to sell it at 42, 46. So the stronger moves are actually reopening place. So that said, even though your macro Asia here at about 6 pesos, some people would sell. You could argue that it could even rise as high as 640 or 650 or even 660. So the more pandemic reopening play your position is, the less likely you should be selling. Is SSI just doing a retest? Can we buy at this price? Yeah, I do agree that current levels of 150, 145 is still a cheap area for SSI, given that from $2 to $1, I think it can actually go to 2. So if you're willing to buy 150 all the way to 130, this is a reopening play. And most of the reopening play, whether it be restaurants or casinos, I do think they do have that 100% move. So we call them the carnage names. I think that carnage names are the better ways to profit from a pandemic. So they are really durog. So example, if you've got Shakey's Pizza, I'd argue that Shakey's Pizza hasn't finished the run. So this is your Shakey's Pizza, now trading at about 7.37. After a breakout here at about 6, let's take a look at this one. It has done some higher lows, as you well know. I do think that the restaurant space in the Philippines, albeit they have been the most, they have been battered. I would say that they are one of the most battered. Your Shakey's Pizza, your Cebu Pacific, they actually present to you the largest upside on reopening recovery. So this one is your resistance. Of course, you've got the biggest resistance here at about 11 or even 12. But I would argue that here at 737, your higher low will still be here at 7. So if you want another 10% move, you can even buy at 737 today, as long as you buy at 698 as well and buy more at 6.5. Like I think that all these attention towards restaurants will translate into higher moves. They could actually consolidate. This could even consolidate back to 7, just like what happened here at 650. But this is a breakout here, and I do think this one moves just like I think Shakey's Pizza and AGI have a leeway to go to 950. So if you're still in cash or you don't have much ideas, I would still recommend here today to buy pizza. Pizza, try to accumulate 730 to as low as 6.5. So try to like nibble a little bit. Pizza SSI 150 to 130 continue to add. Yeah, so like pizza SSI, I think can still give you that buck, like maybe 1 to 2 peso higher. SSI, it could give you another. I'm not sure if we can hit 2 pesos, 250, but yeah, in my view, give it a shot. Like it has that bargain hunting price. Um, All HC, she is asking, Ma'am Angeline. Okay, let's take a look at All HC. Hi, Angeline. Stephenian, no? Hi, hi, hi. Thanks for watching. All HC, Ayala Land Logistics. I think that yes, after the breakout of two, this has been a warehouse leasing play. I would argue that between Ayala Land Logistics, you have a chance to get in on Fly here at about 1 peso. I think that from a property perspective, yeah, I forgot to say. Well, we covered Fly. Fly at about 91, 97 cents, even at current level of 1 peso below. This one will still merit to buy. Try to buy even at 1 peso to 95 cents. You've got low downside and higher upside. Why? You can actually check out that this is my fly a stable dividend yield. Awesome 10x. Like just always type awesome 10x YouTube. Most likely I would have covered it. So done. Actually, I forgot. Yeah, Costco great first half results. Uh, the thing about Costco is that it's very stable, right? So some people, I'll argue that even pure gold at 42, don't hesitate if you want to buy for a 10% move. Yeah, but yeah, but I think the market is really concentrated on reopening plays. So reopening, I would choose Pizza, SSI, Cebu Pacific. These haven't gone too high in my view. Philinvest is also a reopening play. Sorry, Philinvest is not a reopening play. The reopening play has to be restaurants and airlines. The stable plays would be companies giving dividends. So yeah, Philinvest will still give that dividend as long as you buy this a company before November 10, then you should be okay with it. So there, thank you very much. Guys, thank you for watching the channel. Please click like, subscribe to the channel. It's for free. And smash the like video and we'll appreciate it. Thank you very much. And thanks for watching Awesome 10X. Bye-bye.